everyone. I'm your host, Heather Dawson, and welcome to the November episode of Healthy RC Living. Hundreds of people walked, biked, and celebrated safety and fitness when the Healthy RC Safe Routes to School program joined schools around the world in celebrating International Walk to School Day. This year, Healthy RC partnered with Los Amigos Elementary School in encouraging students and their families to walk or pedal to school instead of riding in a car. Let's check it out. It's been said that art has a way of bringing a community together, and that's the goal of a new mural paint project. Let's see how art can help unify a neighborhood and bring a sense of community.
It is what we call an intersection repair project, which basically means that we are going to be painting a cool mural on the street in the intersection of 9th Street and Baker Avenue.
The goal of this project is to bring the community together by way of art, and to also make people aware of how diverse RANCHO CUCAMONGA is.
We then decided to have a couple of community meetings here at the school to really get feedback from the people who live here.
Of course, we were more than willing at our school site to partner up with the city and strengthen that partnership and show the value in the southwest area of Rancho and unify our community here.
A lot of the meetings, like the coffee with the principal, were very interactive for the parents, and they were able to draw and depict and use words to really describe this community. So there was a lot of parent and community feedback throughout the entire process.
So I think it's really important that we allowed our community to kind of voice their opinion, because this is where they live, this is their community, and we want to make sure that what we're creating today here in our intersection mural project is a direct representation of what the community feels represents them.
The colors represent a community of diversity, and then like the heart in the middle represents love, and we're all here together. And then the outside middle part of the sun rising, like we're all here to express. And then the people, that's like all of us bonding together. And in the background, the triangles, the mountains, represents the city of RANCHO CUCAMONGA.
When I heard at a Healthy RC meeting that the city was planning on doing this, it's through the Safe Streets, I got so excited that it was going to be right here, right down the street for me. And I think it's a wonderful opportunity of bringing people together, and it has brought people together. They said our neighborhood is diversified, it's unified, it's family, it's welcoming. People will be impressed when they come up to our intersection and see this beautiful mural, and they'll go to the city and say, hey, we want this in our intersection.
I'd like to thank the City of Rancho Cucamonga and the Healthy RC staff for involving Los Amigos students, their parents, and the local community in this project. From the very beginning, our students were allowed the opportunity to participate in the engagement process, to share their hopes and dreams and their values and the culture of the community and their school site in depicting a design for this project. And they have learned some very important lessons. They've learned that their voice is important and their voice can be heard, and that they can be a part of something greater in their community by working together. And so this beautiful design, it's symbolic of the heart in the center, which is Los Amigos is the heart of the community, and we're very proud of that. And I think our students, as they walk to and from school every day, as they walk past this mural, they'll be reminded of their participation in the project, and they can be very proud of what they've contributed.
To be able to, bring this to the community was really important to us. The Los Amigos area is an area that we've been working really hard in over the last few years to bring more resources, to pave sidewalks, to bring more life into the community, because there's a vibrant residential neighborhood here, and this we just thought was a perfect way to recognize all the hard work that they've kind of done to get more resources into their community, and then to really get this neighborhood to be more vibrant and a place to call home for a lot of different types of people.
Another beautiful day here in Rancho Cucamonga, and you could just see the excitement among the kids here at Grapeland Elementary School as their third annual walkathon is underway.
More than 600 students at Grapeland Elementary, basically the entire student body, took part in the end of the school year walkathon and library fundraiser.
The walkathon is for a lot of different reasons. First of all, it's part of our district wellness policy. We want to do things that can get kids engaged in physical activities. We know kids do things at home after school sports, but that's not everybody. And if we could do something here at school to get them involved in some physical activity, we're going to do it. And this is one of the ways that our PTA is meeting our district wellness goals. We do this along with a walking program in the morning and an afternoon walking program. They're having a great time.
The walkathon was a day-long event that featured cooling stations manned by moms and different themed laps, like the disco lap. Needless to say, the kids were having a blast.
Oh my gosh, I've been seeing kids jumping around all day. I, of course, think they're having a great time.
Local law enforcement was also present. Students had a visit from Deputy George Dorda from the Rancho Cucamonga Sheriff Station, and they were able to see a police car up close. They also had a flyover from the Sheriff's Department helicopter. Now, the school supports the organization Operation Community Cares, which sends care packages to our troops overseas. So there were former members of the military on hand representing the men and women of our armed forces who have benefited from these packages. And on top of all that, the event acted as a fundraiser for the school's library.
These students have earned pledges from their grandparents, from their parents, and they're raising money to help support our library and to help support the other PTA programs that we have here at Grapeland.
We are going to be fundraising hopefully about $3,000, and the PTA is going to match dollar for dollar up to $3,000 for books in our school library.
The ultimate goal of the annual walkathon is to encourage kids to stay active.
We know that when kids are physically active and healthy, they're going to live longer lives, they're going to be more productive citizens, and that's what we want to instill in these kids. As they're just beginning their education careers, we want them to be academically fit, we also want them to be physically fit.
And that message seems to be hitting home with students.
If you keep active and healthy, you do better in your grades, and it gets you far in life.
From the third annual walkathon at Grapeland Elementary School, I'm David Wiley for Healthy RC Living.
The city of Rancho Cucamonga has begun recognizing businesses that have adopted a smoke-free environment, and the 4 Points by Sheraton is among the first to be honored.
Located just west of Victoria Gardens along Foothill Boulevard, the 4 Points by Sheraton is a 118-room hotel that features a number of amenities, including beautiful rooms, a restaurant and lounge area, banquet facilities, a well-appointed gym, and a swimming pool. Opened in June of 2009, the 4 Points by Sheraton caters to leisure and business travelers and has been smoke-free from day one.
So when we opened, that was our strategy to make sure that we could satisfy our guests with non-smoking requests. Since doing that, we've had a lot of success.
And that success has come in part from the positive feedback from their guests about the smoke-free policy.
We find that people are very happy with it. They like to walk into a room with a fresh smell, with no damages in the carpet or on the linens or on the bedding, and it makes them feel at home.
Even a lot of our groups that come down here from different areas, different countries, even some of them that are smokers, truly appreciate it.
And while the vast majority of 4 Points by Sheraton guests comply with the non-smoking guidelines, those who do violate the policy face stiff penalties.
Every now and then we do have a guest that may decide to smoke or may be unaware or just do it intentionally. That guest is met very quickly with the $200 fine, and in some cases asked to leave the property immediately.
As a result of their no smoking policy, the 4 Points by Sheraton has become the first local business to be acknowledged under the city's new smoke-free recognition program.
Receiving the acknowledgement for being a non-smoking business in the area means a lot to us. It falls in line with the other things that we do here. We also are a very green hotel. The 4 Points by Sheraton has a full and extensive sustainability program. So also being a non-smoking hotel helps us maintain that we're doing the best, not only for our environment, but also for the health of people in our community and for our associates that work here.
I'm hoping more of the hotels and the restaurants and areas here do jump in with us. I think it's important as a community to come together.
And more businesses are joining the city's smoke-free recognition program. In return, they get acknowledgement from the City Council, will be spotlighted in a future city publication, and are included in an online registry of local smoke-free businesses. For more information on the Smoke-Free Recognition Program, go to the Healthy RC page on the city's website or stop by City Hall. From the 4 Points by Sheraton, I'm David Wiley for Healthy RC Living.
This beautiful Pacific Electric Trail here in Rancho Cucamonga has become a destination for bike riders, joggers, and those walking for exercise. Now the city of Rancho Cucamonga is focusing on pedestrian safety throughout the city.
Just the slightest distraction on the road can lead to a tragedy that can result in serious injury or even death. Nationwide statistics show that more than 4,000 pedestrians and 600 bicyclists are killed every year, and many times these accidents are preventable.
There's a lot of things going on in the new cars now. There's navigation systems in the car, and there's a lot of buttons, more than there ever used to be. So I think that's a distraction. Also, everybody now is carrying a phone, and most everybody's carrying a smartphone. And so there's a lot of apps and programs, and people are doing things on those while they're driving and while they're walking. And so you combine that, you've got a pedestrian and a driver that are both distracted with the device. That's where some of the problems come in.
Rancho Cucamonga has been the site of several crashes in recent months, including a hit and run along Wilson Avenue that killed a man on a bicycle, and this crash where an inattentive bicyclist suffered a broken arm. Whether it's a drunk driver, a distracted motorist, or a pedestrian or bicyclist who's not paying attention, the consequences can be permanent and oftentimes deadly. With that in mind, city officials and the police department have joined together for a new safety awareness campaign called Look, Look, Look.
We saw a lot of traffic accidents related to bicycles and pedestrians, and we had more fatalities last year than we think is acceptable. So what we wanted to try and do is reach out to all walks of the community because it's affecting everybody, children, adults, drivers, bicyclists, pedestrians, and teach them about being aware.
Crews have been out and about putting up the Look, Look, Look signs along city streets and pathways, and at the start of the school year, local school kids will be taught the importance of staying alert. Captain Newcomb says it's important that all of us learn to share the road.
We have to share the road with pedestrians and bicyclists, and we're trying to reach out and teach people how to do that. The Look, Look, Look campaign encompasses all of those people, bicyclists, pedestrians, and drivers, asking them to pay attention and share the road.
With the launch of the Look, Look, Look campaign, local officials hope to make Rancho Cucamonga streets safer for everyone.
We've started with some signage and a brand campaign that we hope will reach out to the community and become a common word, and people in the city will know, oh, look, 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 yeah, that means heads up, pay attention, and our hope through this campaign is to save lives.
So make our community safer. When out and about, whether walking, riding, or driving, remember to look, look, look. From the Pacific Electric Trail, I'm David Wiley for Healthy RC Living.
We're outside Gandalfos New York Delicatessen in Rancho Cucamonga. And inside you're going to find some fantastic food and a great story about persistence and faith.
New York is famous for its delis, but that's something most of us on the West Coast have never had a chance to experience. But Gandalfos is changing that for foodies in the Inland Empire. A few years back, Sean and Danielle Whaley tasted the New York-style sandwiches while on a trip to Colorado. They were instantly hooked and decided to open their own franchise in 2007 here in Rancho Cucamonga. Gandalfos has a huge menu featuring 72 sandwiches, from the Brooklyn Bridge turkey to the Central Park pastrami, all prepared just like the ones you'd find in a New York deli.
If you go to New York, you're going to get a sandwich with just tons of meat, tons of flavor, and just a great quality. So I think that's what makes Gandalfos a step above, just the size of our sandwiches, the different kind of varieties. We actually went to New York before we opened our Gandalfos, and just to kind of get an idea if it was even comparable, and we think it is.
We make everything from scratch every day, so it's very labor intensive. We slice our own meats, we cook our own pasta, we cook the potatoes for the potato salad, so the quality, nobody can compare.
And along with the piled high specialty sandwiches, tasty salads, and bagels, the atmosphere inside Gandalfos is relaxed, with a friendly staff and New York-related memorabilia adorning the walls. And Gandalfos offers catering, so if you want to bring the New York deli experience to your office or event, you can. These days, business is booming, and the Rancho Cucamonga Gandalfos is about to celebrate its 5th anniversary. But the journey hasn't been easy for the Whaleys. While the deli had some initial success when it first opened, the economic downturn hit the restaurant really hard, and within 2 years, the Whaleys were deep in debt and on the verge of bankruptcy.
We got to a point where when I came home one day and told Danielle, I don't know, we're out of money. We don't have any more lines of credit. We don't have anything else we could do. I think we're going to need to go bankrupt. Danielle said, I'm not feeling that that's what we need to do.
Miraculously, the store's business gradually improved, and it's now the best performing store in the chain.
It's just amazing that we're still here.
It was a tough time, and I think we learned some great lessons about being persistent, both in our business life and our spiritual lives.
The Rancho Cucamonga Gandalfos is located at 9090 Milliken Avenue, and plans are being made for another Inland Empire location in the future. So if you're looking for an authentic New York deli experience, a great atmosphere, recommend Gandalfos here in Rancho Cucamonga. For Healthy RC Living, I'm David Wiley.
How to improve pedestrian safety. That was the topic of a recent get-together between city, community, state, and regional leaders here in Rancho Cucamonga.
The state-led pedestrian safety training program was prompted by an uptick in the number of pedestrian accidents in the region. Statewide, 19% of traffic fatalities are pedestrian-related. In Rancho Cucamonga, 6 pedestrians were either killed or seriously injured in 2011. That compared to just 2 in 2010.
We're seeing a lot of pedestrian-related accidents, and I think although we can always police our way out of a problem, we can always write a whole bunch of tickets and do what we've traditionally done in the past. But I think what we want to do this time is we want to really get some good information out to the community how they can protect themselves.
And Captain Newcomb says some of the pedestrian problems may be the result of cultural issues and technology. Things like cell phones and iPods can prove to be a dangerous distraction for both a pedestrian and a motorist.
Rancho Cucamonga is a terrific city. It has great infrastructure and lighting and crosswalks. I mean, so there's that piece that works really well, but we need to do our part as law enforcement to teach the public about how to protect themselves. So this group that you have today is the product of the state offering to come down and teach us about how to run a campaign that's related to traffic safety. And then we brought some stakeholders from the community in, people from other police departments and other sheriff's departments in the valley, so we can get a wide perspective and really take a holistic and general approach at getting the best information we can.
The day-long seminar on pedestrian safety was presented by the California Department of Public Health, which is diligently trying to reduce the number of pedestrians being hurt or killed. They do that by trying to target at-risk groups, but that has proved to be a challenge in Rancho Cucamonga.
For this community, they seem to have, unusually so, it seems to impact a lot of different groups. What we see more so is that there's certain groups such as children and older adults as well as teens who are at risk, and then those who are English as a second language tend to have a higher rate. Disadvantaged communities. But the city of Rancho Cucamonga seems to have, which makes it a little bit more difficult to address, more of a varied at-risk population.
And that varied at-risk group makes it all the more important for a meeting that brings together a variety of people with different expertise.
It takes a lot of different partners to respond and make pedestrian safety really work. It takes everything from engineering to education, public health, law enforcement. We have to have our planners involved. We really need to have the full scope, public health included. So when we have a room full of these individuals that come from all different professions and are able to reach different populations, bring a different perspective, that's when we know we can have a successful program.
California is such a big, vast place, and I think every location has such different needs that it's really great for community members with all the same similar concerns to come together and try to build policies and a movement to build safe infrastructure for children to walk and bike to school, as well as to to get some of those important behavioral changes in place.
And ultimately, the goal is to take the information gathered from this seminar and create a safer Rancho Cucamonga in the future for pedestrians through education.
It's more than just a infrastructure problem or a police problem. It's a cultural problem, and that's why we're starting with a campaign, because that's how you change the norm, and that's how you change what's going on, is by education and information.
I'm David Wiley for Healthy RC Living.
Every Saturday, the Terra Vista Town Center Farmers Market brings farm fresh produce from local growers to the community of Rancho Cucamonga at the Terra Vista Town Center, where people come to eat, play, and shop.
We have 8 community health priorities, and one of them is healthy eating, active living. So this community health priority is all about access to fresh fruits and vegetables and ensuring that the farmers market here in Rancho Cucamonga is an opportunity for residents to really have access and just really get to know their local community. This farmers market has to be 70% fresh fruits and vegetables from the vendors that are here, so that the people here experience what a traditional farmers market would look like.
I buy all my fruit and vegetables here. I buy my eggs here because it's local people. I like sustaining, local produce. It's good stuff, man. It lasts longer than anything in the grocery store. And the eggs, fabulous, fantastic, better price than in the grocery store. They're organic. I like that. The chickens are healthy, running around being chickens. So it's good. So I like it.
I come here because everything is fresh. I love the surrounding, and I love the vendors. You have women entrepreneurs here that I can support.
I love the juice and also the quiches and like this pizza we just had.
Yeah, vegan. Yeah.
Very organized, great products. Really cool. Everyone in Rancho, they should pay a visit, come down and support these people. They're local farmers, they're local vendors. They have great products, fresh food, and support them, and let's try to eat healthier, be healthier.
Being healthier is the mission of the Rancho Cucamonga Community Champions, whose members help develop policies and programs to improve our community's health.
Pues fíjese que a mí me parece de gran utilidad este evento, porque para empezar son cosas que venden aquí, son saludables y son buenas para el cuerpo. para la salud de uno mismo, ¿verdad? Y además, por ejemplo, también uno ayuda a estas personas, ¿ok? Cosa que pues todos nos debemos de ayudar como comunidad, ¿ok? Y si uno ayuda a ellos nos ayudan a nosotros con la nutrición, con estar nosotros saludables, para también seguir ayudando a los demás.
With Healthy RC's initiative, we focus a lot on equity and making sure that residents have the opportunity to shop at farmers markets. So we apply for grants every year to be able to provide a coupon or subsidy program called Bringing Health Home, and this is for low-income families in the community that may not have a little bit of extra cash to be able to go to farmers markets, but with this coupon program, it's a dollar-to-dollar market match or match that basically allows them to get a 50% off discount for any fruit or vegetable or eggs or honey product that they want to buy here.
So if you're looking for fruits, vegetables, and produce at the peak of freshness and at reasonable prices, all while supporting your local community, visit the Terra Vista Town Center Farmers Market every Saturday morning. Reporting for Healthy RC, I'm Marco Gutierrez.
Rancho Cucamonga Fire is one of 11 agencies in the region served by ConFire, who provides round-the-clock emergency communications and dispatch services for fires, rescues, and medical emergencies. With the addition of pulsepoint, a 911 integrated mobile application, we empower our community with a life-saving tool that notifies them when CPR is needed nearby.
One of the ways we are living the core value of innovation is through the implementation of pulsepoint. pulsepoint is a free software application that allows CPR-trained civilians who have this app on their smartphones to be quickly notified of a sudden cardiac arrest event in their general vicinity.
The app alerts CPR-trained citizens and off-duty professionals to provide critical assistance to cardiac arrest victims. Early application of bystander CPR and rapid defibrillation from an AED have proven to be crucial in improving a person's chance of surviving sudden cardiac arrest.
pulsepoint is not limited to emergency responders or those with formal CPR certification. It can be used by anyone who has been trained in CPR.
I was at the right place at the right time to help somebody out. So when I got down to the person that had collapsed, somebody had already started CPR. So that early CPR process is key. The community CPR is a very key thing. So when I got down there, having the access to that AED and knowing where it was definitely made a difference in this individual's life. We were able to save him, and there was a great outcome.
The ConFire JPA serves a population of about 1.5 million people and responds to over 2,000 calls a year. In the last year, ConFire agencies responded to more than 3,000 reported cardiac arrest victims. Put that in context, that's about one every other hour for the whole year.
Our vision in ConFire is to be recognized as an exceptional regional emergency communications and public safety technology and information services provider for public and private fire, rescue, and emergency medical services agencies.
The pulsepoint app was developed by the pulsepoint Foundation, a nonprofit based in the San Francisco Bay Area with the ultimate goal to save lives through the community. In Rialto, I'm Gigi Copes reporting for Healthy RC Living.
And that'll do it for the November episode of Healthy RC Living. I'm your host, Heather Dawson. Remember, it's airing all month long, 3 times a day at 8 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, and 7 in the evening, right here on Channel 3, except Wednesdays. Or watch all the episodes online at healthyrc.com. Also, check out our new blog, healthyrcliving.com. See you next time.